What's up, y'all? It's King Rain coming with a video for today. In this particular video, I wanted to speak about why I feel LeBron James would never be the GOAT. And my reasons are not, based off of, emotions. It's based off of what I've seen from this man in his playing career starting from 2003 up until now. So if individuals want to say, oh, you hating and all this other shit, like, I could care less, because I know where I'm speaking from is not, from an emotional perspective. But first, reason why LeBron James will never be the GOAT, from my perspective, is because you are 4-6 in the finals. You cannot be a loser and claim to be the GOAT or be the GOAT. Do you know how disrespectful that is to such individuals such as, the real GOAT, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, you know what I'm saying, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, I throw Kobe in there just, based off of his record also. But like I said, that is just such disrespect to those previous players, excuse me, that played for, him to say that he is the GOAT based off of him winning the 2016 NBA Finals. Winning the 2016 NBA Finals. And, I expect individuals just in general, you should look at yourself in a high, esteem. Every player in the NBA should feel as if they're the greatest, the greatest of all time, I don't know. But to say you're the greatest, you have to have that mentality in order to, want to win and play the game at an extremely high level. But as I said, I'm just going based off of his career in reference to him saying that he is the GOAT, or, Shannon Sharp is, his man, you know what I'm saying? Like saying, he constantly says that, LeBron James is the GOAT. But like I said, you cannot be a loser and be the GOAT. That's another reason. But that was the second. This the third, LeBron James has had to team up and team hop from team to team in order to accomplish, these, feats as far as, getting his championships. And I understand that, one person cannot do it by themselves, but it's still, a certain tact and savvy that you go about, wanting to team up with other players. And LeBron James, he left Cleveland to go to Miami and play with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in order to win his first championship, And I would have had more respect for him if those individuals had came to Cleveland, because then that would also just display how LeBron, people really, want to play with you. Because for you to have individuals leave their team to come to your team, that shows that you have a certain charisma about yourself, and that, individuals really want to play with you. But when you have to leave your destination in order to go to their destination and team up, it make you look kind of weak. And I don't care what anybody say, and it's been done more than once. It was, like, as I said, done with him playing in Cleveland and then going to Miami with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and winning the championship. And it recently happened again when he went back to Cleveland and he went to the Los Angeles Lakers alongside Anthony Davis. So, you know, just from my perspective, that takes away from his championships because you've had to, leave here and then go over there and then leave there and then go over there when, if you are a great player and individuals really respect your game and really, want to play with you because everyone makes it seem as though, I'm not gonna say everyone, I'm sorry. The media makes it seem as though, everyone just wants to play with LeBron and, he makes all he makes, his team better, his teammates better and all of this other shit, when I have seen individuals play with LeBron and their stats go down. So this whole idea that, playing with LeBron, he makes everyone better is a false narrative, and I don't know who started it, but they need a foot up their ass for starting that bullshit, you know. And another thing, not to go off subject, that is, given as a narrative also in reference to LeBron is that, he's a pass first player. You'll hear Shannon Sharp say that bullshit also. When, how can you be a pass first player when you have averaged more points than assists your entire career? How can you be a pass first player? And I know there'll be some individuals saying, well, someone's like, they'll want to give their perspective of, what a pass first player is. A pass first player, from my perspective, is, a Magic Johnson, a John Stockton, Steve Nash. He's not of the same caliber as those players, but a Ricky Rubio, a Rajon Rondo. Those are pass first players, if we want to be clear in reference to the idea of being a pass first player. How can you be a pass first player and you average more points than assists? Or even if you average more points than assists, the averages between the two shouldn't be so, spread out if you're a pass first player. LeBron in certain seasons has averaged, 28 points and, 8 assists. Those usually like his averages. Like, that's still a 20, a plus 20 difference between the assists and the points. So you're not a pass first player, And like I said, I don't care what anybody say, But also, the final reason that he isn't a GOAT from my perspective, is that his demeanor during the times of, the pressurized situations where, the rubber meets the road, quote unquote, or, it's getting to the nitty gritty, or, it's about to get real. Like, LeBron doesn't display that, leadership that, the media has made up also as a narrative. He doesn't display that leadership during, times of, despair, if I could give it a word. He's usually the individual that wants to distance himself from the team and ready to throw him up under the bus. And, I don't respect that at all. If we know basketball is a team sport, and so is, football and, soccer and all these other sports. But with it being a team sport, that means that the losses are taken as a team and the wins are celebrated as a team. And, anyone who wants to say differently that, LeBron, he just handles it differently when, his team is, going through a bad spell, quote unquote, like, that's not how you handle it. And I don't care what anybody say, And it shows a sense of, how feminine he is, more so how masculine he is, by how his demeanor is during those times, as I said, of pressurized situations. But I just wanted to make a video, and I know it may be somebody that's gonna say, like, oh, he's hating and all this other shit, but, I could care less. But I wanted to make a video in reference to my opinion of why LeBron James is not the GOAT. And I could have got more deeper into it in reference to what separates him and Michael Jordan as far as, just the distinction of being a GOAT. And there's other players that, just from my perspective, that I feel are better than LeBron. And I know most people will say, oh, you tripping, or whatever the case may be, because most people who watch sports don't really look at the entire game. They just, look at the scoreboard, and, after looking at the scoreboard, looks at, their favorite player averages, and we using LeBron in this instance, and they just see that, he done scored over 30,000 points. He has over 10,000 rebounds. He has over 10,000 assists, and like I said, those are amazing accomplishments. I will not take from that. Like, those are great and amazing accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? And he has done well for himself as a so-called black man, and, handling, you know, his fame, and, just his overall lifestyle. Like, I, give him praise for that. You know what I'm saying? He has done great in reference to that, But as I said, though, that demeanor, and, that lack of leadership, like, let me see, just the lack of respect for the, the players of the past that came before him, and just saying that you are better than them. Like, man, that's disrespectful, And when that question was, breached in reference to Michael Jordan, and they asked him, if he thought of himself as the greatest, he said he didn't, because that would be unfair to Wilt Chamberlain and Larry Bird. I'm sorry, not Larry Bird, but definitely, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Jerry West, George Mike, and if you want to go that far back, it'll be disrespectful to those individuals, because he never got a chance to play against them. So it's, it's not like, it's just the wrongest thing in the world if he was to say that, he's the greatest. But, Michael Jordan has that, masculinity about himself, and he's comfortable with himself, which comes with growing up with the father. And I'm not trying to get too much off subject, but that's what comes with growing up with the father. You have confidence in yourself. You know how to, handle things in a more tact and savvy manner. Tactical in your approach, just overall, and like I said, when he was asked that question, he just said, I cannot say I'm the greatest, because I never got a chance to play against, as I said. I know he said Jerry West for sure, but he, didn't get to play against the Wilt Chamberlains, and, the Bill Russells, like, and the Jerry West, like, he, they were out of the league when he was coming into the league. And as I said, that just shows the respect and just the knowledge and the true love of the game that Michael Jordan has. And I ain't want to make this video too long. Thank you to everyone that may view it. I greatly appreciate you if you watch this entire video. Like, comment, subscribe. God bless.